A massive asteroid is plummeting towards Earth, and the only way for these 100 players to escape is to capture all 6 dinosaurs from each Jurassic period. The first team to have all 6 dinosaurs in their possession will have to defend them for 1 day, as all the other teams rush to try to stop them in a ruthless battle. Which team will make it out alive before the asteroid destroys the Earth? Welcome to the Jurassic Ages experiment. If you want to join in on future events, make sure to join the Discord server, link in the description. Also, lastly, consider subscribing if you enjoy this video. Anyways, on to the experiment. The Carboniferous Island was home to the chicken coop. When they were released from captivity, most of their team went to a nearby abandoned underwater bunker to gather as much loot as possible. Now, while most of the chicken coop was stealing everything from the bunker, some others decided to gather some wood and make a trip down to the mines to find as much iron as possible. This team was looking quite good. And hey, they didn't even abuse one animal. Okay, never mind. The Cretaceous Island was home to the burning Cretaceous. When they got out of their cage, most of their team rushed towards the shiny glowy structure and fought over the loot like goddamn feral animals. After they then gathered a little group and tag teamed this little log pile. As you can see, this team was very efficient. Oh, and they also committed animal assault. The Triassic Island was home to the not sore losers. Now, considering only half of their team realized the exit was open and the other half of the team was just brutally mauling each other with fists, I have quite low expectations for this civilization. Anyways, they got as much weapons, food, and armor as possible from the nearby structures, while keeping their distance from the nearby dinosaurs. The Pleistocene was home to the Plesian Syndicate. This was also the civilization I was on, so you already know this team is 100% gonna win. Anyways, when they were released, most of them went to go mine some wood and not loot this nearby bunker for some reason. So I and a few others stole literally everything inside and didn't share it because sharing is for the weak. Want to just take all this? Our entire team did not loot this.
No, we share it out. I'm not going to be some greedy moron.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
After the bunker was completely cleared out, the others all split up looking for resources. And that finally brings us down to the last team, the purple guys. These guys were located on the Cretaceous 2 island, an insanely massive island. Anyways, this team did basically the same thing as all the other teams. They looted the main structure, cut down literally every single tree in a 4-mile radius, and committed animal terrorism. So after the chicken coop committed minor animal cruelty, they came across the Edaphosaurus, or the grass muncher as I like to call it, meaning they now had 1 out of the 6 dinosaurs they needed. So they strapped a rope around it and proceeded to kidnap it without consent. While the grass muncher was being transported, some of their team decided to take a strategic approach and assign some scavengers to explore and gather all the loot from the structures from the island, and then also assign some builders to start building a base. So they found a nice place just off the coast of this pond, right smack in the middle of the island. These builders rushed to make a main base before the person transporting the grass muncher got back. Now, the burning Cretaceous had a bit of a different approach to this experiment. Before looking for any dinosaurs, they wanted to get stockpiled with lots of weapons and armor, as well as building a secure base just off the shore of this island, with a massive mountain, making it hard for others to detect. Yeah, other than the base building and the mining, nothing really interesting happened with this team, so on to the next team and see what they were up to. The not sore losers were hard at work. They had absolutely no base made because they were too busy mining the entire day. Wow, what an amazing team. Guys, you're supposed to be capturing that dinosaur? Okay, never mind. The Plesian Syndicates received a message from one of the players saying they found a dinosaur that they needed to capture. So a large group of players traveled there to assist.
But how are you guys getting this armor?
Found it.
Found? Where?
Places.
This is how dodos got extinct.
Kill the dodo. Kill it.
Make them go extinct. Yes.
Oh my God.
I got a foot.
Okay, ignore that. Rip dodo. That got mauled by the entire group. So they finally got to the dinosaur, and it was a Smilodon. So they attempted to capture it.
We whipped him.
You did what?
They tamed it.
We whipped him.
They tamed it.
Yes.
Move laser.
So now it...
Of course
I
they
love
bloody...
whipping. Gabby, I will kill you.
Oh my god!
Oh my.
Oh,
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh,
I'm
oh
going down
no.
the first.
Nice, well done. Slay it.
Oh, he hit me. That does so
Execute
much
it.
damage.
So since they didn't really have any way to transport it at the moment, unless they wanted to move it to the base using a boat, which I would respectfully shove my head into a blender if I had to do that. So they just left it in a tiny hole until we could afford something called an animal net. So this special net allows you to capture anything you desire and put it anywhere you want. So after picking up this special potion, blindness for
Bottoms
15
up.
minutes, no.
Blindness for 15 minutes.
And smacking the snail 18 million times.
I feel so bad for this poor creature. We're just hammering its home.
They got home, and instead of doing something useful, the team decided to make a story. Yeah, they had no chance of surviving this experiment. The purple guys wasted no time at all. They split up and had some people loot all the structures for any nearby resources they could get their greasy little hands on, and then hired some unpaid builders to make them a base. It seemed like this civilization was taking a very different approach in which no other team thought about. They were building a sky base to hold their dinosaurs. See, to win this experiment, the team needs to survive for one Minecraft day with all their dinosaurs alive, while a massive beacon shows exactly where their location is. So with that danger in mind, they wanted to plan ahead, and making this base super high off the ground was the best course of action. It was soon night. The stars were glooming over the mountains, and the moon was lighting up the night sky. The chicken coop civilization got their grass muncher into literally the most confined space you could possibly give it. Yeah, this guy's not enjoying his life right now. Anyways, after giving the grass muncher a massive pen, it seems like they have finished the main portion of the base and had a chicken coop signifying their name. This civilization currently was in the lead for dinosaurs, and they had 1 out of the 6 that they needed. Things look pretty good for this civilization. The not sore losers finally found a place to make the base. It seems like they carved out the inside of the tree to make a nice little treehouse. They also made some animal pens so they could survive off the livestock and not need to go scavenging for food. So you know how I said that the team was making a story? Well, they finally completed it. Yes, it is pitch black out, they don't even have a base set up, and they want me to read them a bedtime story. Man, this never fails to amaze me. So with their determined brains wanting to hear me read to them, they dug out an area just perfect for a bedtime story. Oh, sweet Jesus. What? Okay, everyone quiet. Once upon a time, there's a man who stepped on a bear trap. He started falling in love with bear traps. He was preparing to go on a date with that astonishing trap bear. Nothing could compare to her. My beautiful princess. It was terrible. Yeah, I would rather saw off every single last limb of my body with a plastic knife than have to read that again. That thing was terrible. Now this civilization was actually doing something productive and expanding on their skybase. They labeled where each of the dinosaurs are going to be held, as well as doing some good old-fashioned terraforming. It was kind of crazy. This base was looking like a proper base. It was early the next morning, and we finally had our first casualty. So with the first and gruesome death, I will explain the death system. So each player has exactly 3 lives, and when they die they lose 1/3 of their health, meaning they are at a huge disadvantage. So these players had to be extremely careful to not get bodied by these dinosaurs, because they can literally one-shot you, and I am not kidding. So after this player got decapitated by one of the dinosaurs, they rushed back to the base. And when they got back, it seemed like they lit up their entire compound, so no more mobs would spawn. After I read a bedtime story to my team and wasted an entire day, someone on the team was useful and crafted an animal net. So they gathered a group of 6 to capture the Smilodon that they saw on the first day.
Oh, that was a
Oh, you good?
Okay,
Run.
help.
It's fine.
Oh, okay, wait, he's staying.
Do we have this guy? Is this ours? Yes.
He's staying.
Does
Yes.
that work?
He's trying to bring him to base.
There we go.
Oh,
I
you
have
got
him.
it. Nice. When the Smilodon was captured, they brought it back to the base, meaning they only needed 5 more dinosaurs to complete the collection, making them tied with the chicken coop for first place. And then with the hopes of the team finally turning around and getting their priorities straight, one person decided to roleplay as a couch. Yeah, I have no hope for this civilization at all. The purple guys were working on this base for a couple days now, and man did it show. They made a dock for boats to arrive and depart. They had a storage area built, as well as some amazing progress on the skybase. They had all the cages for the dinosaurs ready to go. They also made a multi-layer walkway for archers and a high-tech cobblestone generator machine to get infinite cobblestone. The not-so-losers were hard at work, making this compound extremely fortified. They decided to make probably the most atrocious wall I've ever seen. And then after they lit up the inside of their compound with torches so no mobs would spawn. Oh, and it looks like they started to enchant their armor. This civilization was finally evolving. So the Plessian Syndicates was pretty out of order to say the least. So they wanted to create some sort of democracy to lead them, so they don't go off and read more bedtime stories. Well, that's amazing. They now had some leaders running for presidency. However, only 3 people were going to be elected for leadership, so they had to be very careful what they were going to say.
Yes, I would like to say that I've contributed not a whole lot, but something. I feel like having a good time is better than actually winning the event. Because what's the point of winning an event if you didn't have fun? All right. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
My name is Harlow. I work as a cog in the wheels. I'm not good at PvP, but I'm good at strategy. I can build a base strong enough for you to live in, because I know that we need to either have fun and also survive. All of us as a team, because we are like a family, okay? We are like blood brothers.
Nice. Loud man, way.
My parents are probably sleeping, but who cares?
I don't have a speech prepared, but I'm a very good player. I've contributed so much to our team. I've given some of us iron armor. I've helped to build up the base. I've even saved one of our members trapped in a cave. I'm here to help the team. I'm here to lead us to victory, all having fun, and it's gonna be an amazing time. So are y'all ready to win?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Laser. I've been playing Minecraft for about like 7 years now, so I'm quite knowledgeable. I'm fairly decent at PvP, and I've contributed a good amount to this team. I've gotten multiple iron, gotten mining strips, helped us capture that tiger thing.
I'll keep this short and sweet. I suppose I've been semi-useful. I've provided a lot of iron, a couple stacks of it. I've helped people work on the weapons table for the useful weapons that we have. I've got a good Smilodon captured just here. It'd be nice to go on the council. I think we're all very capable. We all have a chance of winning. So that was it. Everybody else was doing
Are
it.
you British?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I want to get
The British.
Vote for British leader. Once the speeches were over, it was now time to vote. However, it was not going to go that smooth, since a group of 2 came across the meeting.
Shut the fuck up. Go. Just go. So many.
Look forward. Do they see us?
Just go.
They soon chased them down, worried they were going to take their dinosaur. Considering the entire civilization chased them down, they ran away in fear. So they went back to the base to finish off the voting process. The 3 people that they decided to vote into power was Mogo, El Deathly, and Hollow. Early in the morning, a group of 5 split off from their main team to go explore to the other islands. They didn't have any dinosaurs, and they wanted to get ahead of the other teams, so this was their best bet for victory. So they made the trip through the dangerous Jurassic environment. They then made it to the Purple Guys Island, but on the opposite side of the map from them. The Purple Guys were very smart by making the base here. It made coming across their base almost impossible. While the Purple Guys had no idea these 5 were here, they were searching for the dinosaur they needed. However, it was a lot harder than they thought, so they resorted to committing arson and burning every last dinosaur alive for some reason. The Burning Cretaceous sent out a player to capture the first dinosaur they needed, the Sarcosuchus. This thing is extremely dangerous, and if you get caught in its jaws, it will literally get you snapped in half. So with that being said, while the player was capturing the dinosaur, the rest built an enclosure for this beast. When the player arrived home, they had the alligator captured. so they let them go inside of the enclosure. Now there was 3 teams who had 1 dinosaur and tied for first place. Oh, and also this team made so once this dinosaur was captured, a group of 4 split off from their team with intentions of finding some more dinosaurs to put them ahead of the other teams. So with the rest of the civilization defending their dinosaur, they ventured out to explore the islands in hopes of finding some more dinosaurs. It was night, and they arrived at the Chicken Coops Island. The dinosaur here they needed to capture was the Edaphosaurus, also known as the grass muncher. However, there was a team already here, so they had to be extremely sneaky, or their entire operation could be a bust. They then came across a sign. It was a leftover grass muncher the chicken coop put inside a hole, with a convenient sign over top of it. So they dug down and captured the second dinosaur. They were now in the lead. They had the most dinosaurs out of all the other civilizations. So with that in mind, they disappeared into the night like nothing ever happened. The group of 5 was searching through the Purple Guy's Island. However, they had no luck finding the dinosaur they wanted, and they didn't really want to risk running into their team. So they left the island quickly and made their way to the Plessian Syndicate's island to hopefully find the Smilodon. So with this civilization looking quite good so far, they wanted to expand their army and create an alliance. And since the Plessian Syndicates were the closest island to them, they found this as a great opportunity. So they sent over a peace negotiator over to the Plessian Syndicate's island to hopefully come to some sort of peace agreement. Now the group of 4 that went out to capture the Edaphosaurus from the Chicken Coops Island wanted to secure their dinosaur. So they quickly made it back to the base and placed it in the second enclosure. Over on the Chicken Coop civilization, they were focused on building up the base and were not too worried about doing any exploring at this time. So they did some peaceful fishing, built some sort of whatever this is, and developed a new religion. So a church was being built where no violence would go on. It seemed like the civilization was developing religious values, something that no other civilization has developed. The peace negotiator from the Burning Cretaceous arrived at the Plessian Syndicate's main compound. So they had one of their leaders by the name of El Deathly to see what this person had to say.
Alright, look, so you are affiliated with the yellow team. What would we have to gain from an alliance? Because our team, we're doing pretty well, you know?
We're also fairly rich. Basically, all of us have good tier weapons, and we have a couple stacks of iron, maybe a stack of diamonds worth of gear at least.
So, are we your geographically closest, team?
Probably, yeah.
Because 2 teams, if there's ever a team that we need to go against, 2 teams against 1 would make things very much easier.
Yes, it would.
You know, we watch out for each other. Anyone attacks our teams, we help you all defend. So is that a deal?
Yes, that's a deal.
Alright, sounds good. Safe travels back to your base, and don't die to any dinosaurs.
Okay, I'll try.
So with an official alliance with the Burning Cretaceous, they went their separate ways. Now yes, an alliance was mutually beneficial, however only one civilization can make it out of here alive. So with that in mind, the Plessian Syndicates had to be on their toes just in case they tried anything funny. So after that intense negotiation, they rushed to build up their base walls to protect the Smilodon they acquired. The group of 5 from the Not Sore Losers finally made it over to the Plessian Syndicate's island. They wanted to get their hands on the sweet, delicious Smilodon, and they thought the best chance to find one of these things was in the Plessian Syndicate's base. So they wanted to attempt to make a risky steal. So they tamed some fast dinosaurs to hopefully get in and out with the dinosaur undetected. With that being said, they grabbed the last bit of loot they could, grabbed their dinosaurs, and made the journey in the middle of the night over to the Plessian Syndicate's base. The Not So Losers were approaching the Plessian Syndicate's base. However, there was only 5 people up against an entire team, so they had to play this extremely smart. When they gathered their teammates together, they launched their attack. They first targeted the lonely fisherman and ripped him into shreds, and then started their attack on the main base.
Red team, take cover.
The sirens were raised and the security was alerted of an enemy, so everyone quickly posted up in the watchtower, raining arrows down upon these attackers. Arrows were soaring through the air, They had to keep this base protected. Then one was pierced with an arrow, ending their life. Now this group only had 4 people left. Things were not looking good, but they had to keep the pressure up. And then another one was killed. They only had 3 people left, so without hesitation, they retreated so they wouldn't lose any more. When the peace negotiator made it back to their base, they gathered some more players to head back to the Plessian syndicates. They didn't really have a reason why they were doing this. They just simply felt like it. So yeah, anyways, they gathered some players and headed over to the base. Considering the purple guys had a pretty much maxed out base and no dinosaurs yet, they knew they needed to start getting on that. The item they needed to craft, however, before doing all this dinosaur hunting was an animal net. So they forced some people against their will to go mining. The only other item they needed to craft the animal net was obsidian. So these players went hunting in the mines to find that desired block. When they were done, they finally crafted the animal nets, meaning they could finally capture the dinosaurs and climb the ranks to hopefully get ahead of the other teams. With this new accomplishment, they celebrated by decapitating their ankles in some bear traps. It was night, and one of the members from the Burning Cretaceous called Puglord had some different plans than peace. It looks like he wanted to take out one of the leaders as an act of protest against peace. So when the 2 leaders were discussing important stuff, he snuck up in the middle of the night behind a log pile while their bow drawn back, ready to take a shot. Then he was made and quickly hid the bow that was going to be used for the assassination. They got away with it and didn't raise any suspicions. However, they were not done. They needed to find another prime opportunity to take their shot. So you know that rogue player here to murder? Well, they were about to take their first shot at assassinating someone. When this player was outside of the walls, he stuck his pitchfork inside of him, incapacitating him. He tried to run away, but he was on his tail and took the final blow in front of the entire Plessian syndicates. So he bolted. See, he wanted to lure some of the leaders out to take them out in solitude. This was going exactly according to plan. In the morning, all of the Not Sore Losers group, except for one person, headed back to their base. However, this one person left in the group seemed to have pledged their allegiance over to the Plessian syndicates and was willing to share any insider knowledge about their team, including their base location and any further plans. This civilization now had a secret insider. Since the purple guys had crafted the animal nets, they needed to send out 2 scavengers to make a grand expedition to start collecting dinosaurs with the newly crafted animal nets, while the rest of their team stayed back to protect the base. However, this was not easily said as done, because these scavengers needed to travel to every single island and search for each dinosaur. And well, what stood in between these islands was a deep ocean pocket containing the relentless Mosasaurus, capable of putting you 6 feet underground in an instant. I mean, just look at this.
I don't want to talk about what happened.
Puglord successfully lured one of the Plessian syndicate's leaders far out to a secluded part of the island where no others could follow. He then took out his bow, killing Mogo's protector, meaning it was just him and the leader.
Okay, show no fear, you're dead! Skedaddle, boyo!
That hits like a truck.
And there it was. One of the leaders was assassinated, meaning he only had 6 hearts left. But this was about sending a message, and well, it definitely did, because the Plessian syndicates completely cut ties with the Burning Cretaceous. It was quite clear that maybe alliances was not possible amongst these civilizations. After the planned assassination, they took the supplies that these 2 players had, and instead of heading back to the base, they wanted to head back to the Plessian syndicates and shed more blood. This player was ruthless, and they wanted to make it clear that no alliances will be made under his watch. So with the new loot acquired, they headed back to Plessian syndicate's base to create more chaos. Now over on the chicken coop, a lot less drama was happening. They decided to tame a dinosaur using their newly crafted whip. One person tamed a woolly mammoth, a massive creature capable of flattening you in 3 seconds. After that, they finished the last bit of the cages and migrated their now 2 grass munchers. Look, I have no idea how the hell they have 2 of them now. Anyways, I don't think the civilization was evolved enough to know that they needed 6 different dinosaurs, not 6 of the same dinosaurs, but I'll let them do their thing. So it seemed like the Not Sore Losers kicked out a couple of their players because they were just banging on drums. So these players had to relocate somewhere on the island. They built a huge castle, and now they can bang all the drums they want. So yeah, let's just call this the drum cult. Anyways, this civilization was literally in shambles. They have still not captured one dinosaur, even though there is one that is literally located on their island. Yeah, I don't even know their goals for this experiment. This is way beyond my understanding. Puglord arrived at the Persson Syndicate's base and snuck closer, wrapping around the walls, sneaking past the guards, and slowly making it up to an overview of the base. Then he saw Mogo in the distance and drew back his arrow, and shot a burning arrow, piercing him in the skull, killing him instantly. Then he immediately ran after another person with his pitchfork. They dashed away from this crazy person, and all the archers drew their aim, firing arrows towards him. One then hit, but with the adrenaline pumping through his veins, he kept chasing them down. Then they jumped in the ocean, swimming down, hoping he wouldn't follow, and while the attacker was in the boat, an arrow gave the finishing blow, ending his murderous rampage. With the celebration of this amazing shot of the archer saving this person's life, they went back to the base. The two made it to the Persson Syndicate's island to snatch the first dinosaur they needed. So they captured the beasts, pushing them up the ranks of the civilizations. After this, they then traveled to the burning Cretaceous island to capture their second dinosaur, the Sarcosuchus. They eventually spotted one. However, they had to be very cautious. So as one stood 18 feet away from this creature and the other one literally risked their life to hopefully capture this thing in their net. They then had acquired 2 of the 6 dinosaurs, making them jump positions to tie for first. But they didn't want to stop there. They wanted to jump ahead of burning Cretaceous, so the expedition was not over. After the assassination of multiple members of the Persson Syndicates, the group that was staying at their base rushed back. Since the relationship between these two was like hot oil and water, they didn't want to risk the civilization turning on them because of this moment. So taking refuge back at the base was probably the best option for them. Now, since they were home, instead of getting some more dinosaurs, they had some other and much more important projects going on. Yeah, I'm not really sure if most of these civilizations are intellectually evolved enough to know that they have to capture dinosaurs to survive, or they will all die. Hopefully their civilization will develop some sort of education so they can understand how to escape. Well, that's all fine since these guys have their priorities straight, because they made some cool monuments and also made a drum shrine, a massive farm to last them 3 decades, and a storage area outside of their base, which completely destroys the purpose of keeping the loot safe. Yeah, some of these civilizations was not the brightest. But hey, at least they're having fun before eternal doom. These two finally arrived in the middle island, and it was night, meaning the dinosaurs were asleep. However, they wanted to keep it this way, so they went searching for a T-Rex, very quietly.
Let me whip out the apple real quick.
I need boopers.
Or is that a Rex? Yeah, that's a Rex.
They eventually found a T-Rex that was sleeping over the remains of another person, assumably having the same goals as these people. So they walked up quietly to the T-Rex with the net ready to capture this beast.
Yep. Nice.
Alright, we can...
Okay.
Oh!
Whoa.
Oh! Ooh. Yeah, but they definitely died to that Rex, so...
Yeah, they definitely died to the Rex.
With that being said, they were now the civilization with the most dinosaurs captured. They were in a very good position. If they can stay alive and capture the rest, they may just be able to survive this experiment. They made it to the Chicken Coop Island and started to explore, looking for the grass muncher to capture. So yeah, with that in mind, they snuck around the island very carefully. It was nearing the end of the day, and the not sore losers were planning something bloody with the chance of a little murder. It seems like they didn't care about winning, but wanted to cause death. So with that in mind, they were gonna soon launch their attack on a very specific team. Night approached, and they finally found the grass muncher, munching on grass. So without consent, they snatched this little fella and made their way over to the not so losers island in search of the Allosaurus, an apex predator capable of ending them in an instant. However, this was gonna be quite the journey, and a lot of open ocean was between them and this island, so they went to traveling. The sun rose and the scavengers made it to the island. They had 4 dinosaurs captured so far, so running into the not-so losers on this island was the last thing they wanted. So with that being said, they made their way around the outskirts of the island, far away from any civilization. Now while the scavengers were looking for the Allosaurus, the not-so losers planned an attack on the Plessian syndicates to hopefully wipe out the civilization and steal everything they had. So they grabbed all their best warriors and armor and made the journey there. Now, since the Plessian syndicates had an insider, they knew that there was a planned attack on them. So with them not wanting to risk having their team wiped, they grabbed all the most valuable loot and relocated far up the mountain, although they were on a tight time limit, so they had to hurry. Now with the island being unprotected by anyone, they had enough time to capture their 5th dinosaur. This civilization was looking like they were going to do it. They were far ahead of any other civilization. The closest one to them was Burning Cretaceous, with only 2 dinosaurs. They had a 3 dinosaur lead right now. If they could keep this up, they might just be able to do this. With the victory in almost the palm of their hands, they started their travel to the last island to get the spinny dino thing. The Plessian syndicates finally made it up to the large mountain, and once they reached the top, tragedy happened.
Oh, you attacked the bird, you attacked the bird, you attacked the bird.
No.
I didn't.
No! Well, there goes the insider, meaning they had no knowledge of where the not-so losers were. So this was definitely not ideal. With that being said, they made their way farther away from the base. These two were getting closer and closer to their destination. They needed one more dinosaur, and no one else knew about it, and they wanted to keep it that way. Now back over at the main base, the people were setting up trades with a chicken coop. The chicken coop had a ton of bows, and they wanted to trade some of their supplies. Although little did the chicken coop know, the purple guys almost had all their dinosaurs captured, and they wanted these bows to defend the dinosaurs for the last Minecraft day, to hopefully win and survive this doomed world. So with the new arsenal of bows now in their grasp, the only thing that was waiting was the last dinosaur that the scavengers were looking for. It was the next day, and the not-so losers were still not here. So they decided to maybe use this opportunity to capture some more dinosaurs to add to their collection. However, this would not matter because the purple guys were just moments away from collecting their last dinosaur.
Hello? Oh?
Got it.
Yes! Okay, let's go, let's go.
With the last dinosaur in their hands, the last thing they needed to do was to make it back to the base. Once all the dinosaurs were placed, a beacon would appear, alerting every civilization that they had all the dinosaurs. So they had to get back to their base and prepare for this battle. The 2 scavengers made it back to the base, with all the dinosaurs in their hands. But before placing all of them, they used the few moments to stock up on a metric ton of arrows. They would be needing it. Then they placed the 6 dinosaurs in their cages, and the beacon shined bright in the air, alerting all civilizations that they had all the dinosaurs. This civilization would need to keep every dinosaur alive for one Minecraft day, and then and only then, they would ascend and be saved from total destruction. Soon all the civilizations stopped everything that they were doing, and beelined it towards the beacon. They needed to stop the purple guys, or they would all be doomed. So every civilization decided on a temporary truce to eliminate the purple guys for good, because they needed to work together to eliminate these people. So now they were waiting. It was the calm before the storm. All the archers were at their posts, looking for any movement down below, but it was all quiet. Soon, entire civilizations started to arrive. War was upon them, and they were outnumbered by 4 other civilizations. This was going to be quite interesting. The people on the ground rushed into battle, building spires up towards the sky base. However, with arrows raining down on them, this was quite challenging, but they kept pushing.
Alright guys, take half a stack of arrows from the chest, okay? Nice. Destroy the spire up. Destroy the spires.
The purple guys kept up the pressure, killing countless people, but they didn't back down, and kept up the challenge. It was clear they had the numbers, and they were using it to their advantage.
Saplings, saplings.
Yeah, I don't have any more XP I can use. I just used all of mine.
They soon realized that building a spire would not work, so they came up with a new plan of action. They grew saplings to slowly but surely make it up to the sky base. The purple guys saw what they were doing and used everything they could to stop them.
Holy crap, this is nerve-wracking.
I know. You're telling me.
So scary if you got hit.
Oh!
Fall down, get him, get him.
Fell down.
There. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Over there.
Oh.
I don't know, like, reading.
Oh, guys, help.
I'm gonna kill you.
No. Yes. People were everywhere, and things did not look good, but they kept up the pressure. It was about halfway through. They only had 10 minutes left. They couldn't give up now.
Where? I can hear you, you blue.
No. The forces were strong, but this team was fending off any attempt to get to the top. However, it seemed like they were getting closer. They had 5 minutes left, but the forces were closing in from all angles. They needed to keep up the pressure.
Got one. I got shredded.
Never back down, never what?
There was now just 1 minute left, and the forces breached the skybase. They had to hold them back for a little bit longer, and they would win.
We have an entryway. Come here. We have an
We
entryway.
can hear you. Ooh.
Oh, Jesus, ow.
No, get going there.
That hurts a lot, Red. That hurts a lot.
Oh my god,
Got
I
it,
have 3
Get
yards.
covered.
Keep going. Push.
The time was ticking, and the forces were now in the base. The purple guys needed to defend this middle portion for a few more seconds.
I got one. Whoa, I'm at 3. Ah, I better run. Nice kill.
Hello. Nah, I like the Russian idea.
5 seconds. The time then struck. With literal seconds to spare, the purple guys made it. With most of their civilization dead, the ones left were ascended to safety, leaving the others faced with eternal doom. The meteor then tunneled towards them, destroying everything they once loved. All life, all signs of civilization, lost forever. So with the purple guys being ascended to the heavens, and the rest facing extinction, this experiment was officially complete, and now it was time for a new experiment. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, and like the video as well. And if you want to join future experiments of pure torment, join the Discord server, link in the description. Anyways, that's the end of a prehistoric filled experiment that ended in complete chaos.